Dracula.
Okay, obviously we're dealing with a little bit more than just narcissism here.
Pretty convinced that only Nicolas Cage could take the role of Dracula and just make it work like he does. That's why we love you, Nick Cage. What's going on, my YouTube subscribers? So you guys are having an amazing start to your week because we got a brand new horror movie comedy coming out this week, and it is Renfield, the movie starring Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult. Two Nicholases in the same movie. Wow. The Dracula movie that you probably saw the trailer for 1,000 times, and every movie you've seen is officially coming out in theaters this Friday. Got to see an early screening for it, and is the movie good? I want to say this movie is actually fucking fantastic and funny. Like, it's like, the trailers don't do it justice. This movie it's comedy, but it's also like a very gory comedy too. Like, holy, people get massacred and bloodied up, but it's like kind of like that, like in that haunted house kind of vibe and shit. I'm a horror fan, so it's like I'm one of the people that's like, you would see someone get stabbed in the eyeball, you might be like, I don't want to see that. Me on the other hand, I'm pretty much just like, right in the eyeball, yes. That's why Renfield was right up my alley. This movie was a great time. It was fantastic. Two very good actors carrying this whole movie. Plus we got Awkwafina. She was good too. So overall, movie was good. Let's get into the pros and cons. I believe that Renfield is officially in theaters Friday. You gotta go see. Check it out. It's a good horror vampire movie. Here's why. Adding in the movie, like I said, our two lead people leading this stuff. We got Nicholas Hoult, who is pretty much the servant of Dracula. He was great. Only he's a relatable and likable character. He kind of has that, like, you know, I've been doing this for, you know, a couple centuries and shit like that. I would just like to get out of the business. Who would not want to work for a fucking eccentric asshole? We've all been there. So we're all like Nicholas Hoult in this movie. It was great. And plus, I don't know what happened, but the dude pretty much carried off his, like, stuff that he learned from the X-Men franchise. In this movie, he was kicking some ass and still acted pretty good, so that was good too. Flip side of that, we got, of course, Nicolas Cage Dracula, and pretty much just like picture Nicolas Cage and Tony Stark became a vampire, but a little bit more Nick Cage. That's him in this movie. He was awesome. Like, by the time it's like he gets on screen, you're kind of just like kind of waiting for it. Like, oh man, this asshole, I want to see who's gonna get on screen. And he's terrifying as shit because he's fucking Dracula. He's Dracula. He was killing folks. It was bloody. It was gory. They loved it. The plot of the movie, more or less. Okay, plot, more or less, we established that we got Renfield, who's been working for Dracula for centuries, like bringing them different type of victims and shit for Dracula to feed off of and shit. And now, you know, after so many millennia, Nicholas Hoult's just like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I want my freedom. So just, what I'm gonna do, I'm just stop feeding him. But Count Nicholas Dracula ain't having that. So now Dracula's just like, you know, I'm gonna kill every man, woman, and child that I get my hands on to get my feasts because of you, Renfield. So come back to me. And thus, that's the movie. Pretty easy follow plot. Good. Pros of the movie, like I said, the movie's funny. And like I said, it's a comedy, but, you know, comedy's subjective. And I'm not a big fan of comedies and shit. But I felt like because of the actors, and it was a horror comedy, and it like rode the balance good, knew what it was, didn't take itself too seriously, that was in the pocket, and that was great. Like I said, Nicolas Cage, I just love Nicolas Cage. So when I was like, he's gonna be a vampire Dracula, yeah. Plus I say it's gory as shit. Like I said, there's if you saw like the PG trailer and shit, it cuts out stuff, but when you like see the full movie, like, oh yeah, blood, head, gore, fangs, death. Love it. Con I can say about the movie, the fact that it might be just a slightly predictable a little bit in parts, so like, okay, I kind of see where this is going. Might be some characters that were just kind of like underutilized, but overall, like, I really can't think of nothing wrong with this movie. Like, I was having so much of a good time that I'm just like, critic hack off, I'm having a good time. That's all that matters. This movie's good. At the end of the day, Renfield was a very funny and fantastic horror comedy movie with Dracula that I just didn't know I wanted, but glad I got it. Nicholas Hoult as Renfield was great, and Nicolas Cage as Dracula, even better. It's a gory comedy horror movie that I feel like might be a cult classic by the time like the end of the year wraps up. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, Renfield, that movie was good. It's gonna be a good month for horror this April because we got this, we got The Pope's Exorcist, we got Evil Dead Rising next week. So overall, horror is starting off good for the month of Easter. That being said, I'm gonna goodly and safely say that Renfield definitely a very good, strong 8 out of 10, which is definitely worth seeing at full admission. Renfield is officially in theaters this Friday. You're gonna see it, you're not gonna see it, type play. Let me know to talk about it. See you guys in the next video. As always, subscribe. Until next time.